I'm not going to make a joke because this is a Holocaust movie.
Hi guys, this is Second Perspective. This is going to be another episode of QQ, and my name is Paul. Over there is Mitch. Say hello.
Hello.
And yeah, so we're not going to make a joke because the film is Son of Saul, and
Yes.
why are we not going to make a joke?
Well, it's set during the Holocaust, as I said, so there's not a lot of humor here. This film is by Laszlo Nemes, who's a Hungarian director, and this is his first feature-length film ever. So this film is about Saul, who's a Jewish worker in the death camp Auschwitz. He brings it upon himself to give a recently deceased child a proper Jewish burial, and obviously there's a lot of obstacles in doing that.
Yeah,
So it really just follows him head on through this entire journey.
yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of really strong reasons why you should see this, and there's certain things that might turn you off. I will definitely say it's probably gonna be polarizing in some way. Some people just might not like some of the very vicious nature of the film, and like that's
Yeah.
one thing we should say is like this film doesn't hide any of that stuff.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't hide it, or at least doesn't make an attempt to,
Sugarcoat it.
yeah, sugarcoat it or make it seem Hollywoodish in any way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and which kind of makes a real sort of really interesting feeling to it. There's a certain moment in the first like 5-10 minutes, which I'm sure Mitch can think of, but that was a moment where I was just like my jaw was on the ground. And I was like, holy crap!
Well, I can think of quite a few of those,
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
know
you
which.
know exactly which one I'm talking
yeah,
about. Like,
I mean-
and it's just let you experience it.
It doesn't it really it's the kind of film that grabs you right away and sort of tells you exactly what it is, and it doesn't really let go until I would say the last shot, like really into
Yeah.
the last shot, because it's very intense.
Yeah.
Um,
For those that are more cinematically inclined or in terms of cinematography, there are some really interesting elements at play. They make a very concerted effort to have this visual language or style, and they commit to it the whole film. They don't take too many breaks from it.
No.
Essentially, it's like they go, okay, these are the 3 or 4 elements that we want to use, and then they just find sort of new ways of sort of introducing information to you. But like as I said, they don't kind of shy away from it. They really
well, it's a very specific cinematic technique.
yeah
I think, I mean, I guess we're just going to maybe not talk more specifically about it now,
Yeah.
but it's this kind of choice that makes the film as, I think, fascinating and as respectful as it is, because it without saying too much about it, it sort of gives you just about as much information as you could probably handle in a movie like this, and nothing more.
exactly right.
And I don't know. I think when we did our top 10 list, this was on my number 4 of last year.
Yeah.
I
So I
think it's
didn't get a chance to see this until
yeah.
literally I think 2 days ago. So yeah, that's why we're doing it now.
Right. Well. I mean, Paul, what did you think of it? Like, what was your?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hold on the whole grade thing and whatever. Like one
Okay.
thing we should mention are some of the reasons why people either wouldn't want to or probably just unable to watch this. And one of the things that we definitely have to say is that it just
Well,
It doesn't
it's about
hide
a very
anything.
tragic event, and I think a lot of Holocaust movies, or at least some of them anyway, they seem to approach the event in a lighter or perhaps like sort of roundabout way. And this
they
is
sort of put kid gloves on it.
yeah. Yeah,
or
exactly.
or they kind of go in a very gratuitous way. But yeah, in this one, it finds very sort of. It doesn't show you anything that's overly gratuitous, but it shows you exactly if it were there in the frame, it is
Right.
there in the frame.
Right.
And so I think in a way it finds it's very respectful, but again, like you're in a death camp. There's gonna be stuff that you like. Honestly, this is not a film that you bring somebody that you're trying to get closer to. With.
No,
You'll
no,
both
this is
leave very.
you have to know exactly like what mood you're in for this movie, and it's best also watch it like if you have time to digest it afterwards. Like, don't make the last thing you see the first thing you see all day. Like, it's it's interesting because it is a narrative experience,
Mm,
but it's not like a conventionally,
mm,
plot A to plot B sort
mm,
of film
mm.
where um, there's going to be a lot of
It's not some sort of heist film where it's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you
yeah,
need to do this, you
exactly.
need
Like
to do
there's
that. It's they find a way to take a very sort of small, seemingly small issue in a grand scheme of things and make it very important to the audience. And not only
100%,
that,
yeah,
but sort of imbue the reason why it's so important on that grand scale, even though it's such a, as I say, a rather
yeah.
small idea.
And
Um,
look, I mean, you already have the highest stakes I
mm,
think possible
mm,
because it's the Holocaust, and yet
mm,
they managed to make a very intimate, very spare narrative film about it, which I think
mm.
is it's a pretty remarkable thing they do. Uh,
Yeah, in
yeah.
terms of what I'm gonna give it, um, I would actually have put this on my top 10 if I had seen it in time. I'm gonna give it an A just because, yes, there are certain things that would really turn off a lot of people, but if you are able to sort of withstand what is necessary to watch this film,
Mhm.
it does not just sort of the narrative justice, but also does a lot of very intelligent filmic things as well. So,
Yeah,
uh, and that's it's yeah, it's definitely a intimate film, but it knows what it wants to do, and it doesn't kind of go out of bound. Like it doesn't try to overstretch itself.
yeah.
It just commits to what it does, and that's
One of,
something I
one of
always
the
really
most fascinating
respect.
things that it does is it provides a little bit of historical context,
Mm,
but it's very much centered on a narrative, an emotional center,
mm,
which I think it really, in that way, is a really good tribute to the Holocaust and
mm,
to the tragedy that was there.
mm.
I would also give this an A. It
I was
was
gonna
on my
ask
top
like,
10, but
the only thing that was gonna be different is A or A plus. What
yeah,
stops
I
it from
mean,
being an A plus for you?
it, I don't think anything in particular.
Mm,
I just haven't. I find A pluses. I have to
mm,
let it sit for at least like
mm,
half a year or a
mm,
year before I'm like, this
mm.
is 100%.
Yeah. Also, it has
Um,
to kind of stand a with
yeah,
stand
that's sort of my thing
test
with
of
an A
time.
plus.
Interesting.
It just I let it sit before I commit to that.
Okay.
But I'm definitely there's nothing holding me back now. It's a superb movie. Yeah.
Wonderful, guys. Well, once you go see this film, and I do recommend it, if you are in the Vancouver area, I just saw it at the International Village. I don't know how long it's going to be there, but do
Yeah.
go see it if you have a chance, whether
And I
you are
would
a
highly
film person or
recommend
not.
going to TIFF because I think they're
Mm.
still showing it in 35 millimeter.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and the TIFF Lightbox
Mm.
also just a great place to see it. But because there's so much great stuff with the sound and visually, it's quite an experience. It's worth the while to go there.
Awesome,
Yeah.
guys. Other than that, join us in our discussion. We will be going into much more detail and sort of basically kind of trying to break down why we think this is more than just a Holocaust film. So,
Yep.
other than that, join us in the discussion. Take care,
Okay.
guys.